Hi everyone, how are you doing? I just wanted to make a short video. It's a little bit of a different, I don't really upload much anyways, but I just wanted to make a video on how I got my username and kind of how did I start speedrunning in general. You could think of this as a lore video, but I'm not going to go that in depth. I just want to touch on the surface of how Polished Grain came to be. Also, side note, today we are going to be playing some Borderlands, because Borderlands is probably one of my it's like one of my favorite games of all time. It's just really fun, and it's just a chill and cool game to watch. So the name Polished Grain actually comes from a random Xbox username, randomly generated, when the Xbox 360 first came out. So I was very, very little. And the name wasn't even mine to begin with. It was an extra account on my dad's Xbox that people just would use. Because, you don't want to use... My dad didn't want people using his account, so he made another account where I could play on, or maybe one of my brothers could play on, or just anyone that comes over. And that's where that came from. When I got older, I took the account for myself, which was awesome. Have my own account now. And I didn't switch the name at all because back then, probably even today still, you had to pay to switch your name. So, I was kind of just stuck with Polished Grain in that moment when I eventually did take the account for myself. So we can just fast forward to 2016 now. And I really liked watching Darbian. I came across Darbian from... It was like some YouTube... It was made by YouTube. And he had his own video about being the world's fastest speedrunner. And they kind of just... It was kind of a 2-minute short film. And I was like, whoa, that is really cool. Wow, that guy's insane at video games. So I started just watching his streams. And I became obsessed. I'd watch every single day. Whenever I was when I was with my family, I'd kind of hide my phone a little bit, and I'd have his streams open and just read chat. I was very, very obsessed with Darbian and watching him do his shit. We got to the point where I really wanted to speedrun myself. So I tried to play Super Mario Bros. On Wii U VC, and it was good. I tried the speedrun. I think he had some guides up at the time, so I tried to copy those, and I was not good at all. I'd pick 1-ups. I'd pick up 1-ups because I would die all the time. I didn't really know the strats. I knew kind of what you had to do, but I wasn't good. I was still very young, I guess. I then wanted to explore other speed games, and I would just looked through what games that I had, and I had lots of DS games, and I seen Super Mario 64 DS. I thought that was a pretty cool game. It's a 3D platformer, and I tried to speedrun it, but I couldn't do Moat Skip. Moat Skip was just simply too hard for me, so I kind of gave up because the any percent run was just too hard. At the time I was like, oh, there's no way I can ever complete a run of this. So I kind of just gave up and moved on to other things. About 1 year goes by. I continue to still watch Darbian, but then I branch out and I start watching other speedrunners. I start watching a lot of Super Mario 64 streams, Cheese and Puncation. Those are the two main ones that I'd watch back then. And the game looks so cool. They ran 120 stars, which for some reason, when you're new to speedrunning, you always think any percent is the only category. You don't really think about 70 star, 120 star, or any other categories with certain restrictions. So I decided to go back and try Super Mario 64 DS. Just because, I have more experience just watching. And I actually look at the leaderboards good, like for like a good amount this time, and I look at all the categories and I see 80 star. 80 star is like intended any percent, and that category is where I started speedrunning this game, and I wanted to do lots of ILs for fun also, to like kind of like practice. I was really bad. I don't know why I thought I would do good ILs at the time. But I made my speedrun.com account and I named myself Snee. Now, I don't know how many people know this. Maybe everyone knows this. I can't imagine it though, but my old username on Discord and speedrun.com and YouTube, it was Snee1017, which is very different from Polished Grain. But Snee is my original username, and it's actually a playoff from my middle name and my last name. And my grandparents made me a me at their house on the Wii with the name Snee, and that's kind of where I got that name from. I have this name for about a year and a half, I want to say, and I didn't really like the name for two main reasons. One, the first reason was because Snee, the way I spelt it was SNNE, which is not how you say Snee. It's like, that's like sneh. It's, I don't even know how to say it. But whenever I'd go into streams or something, they would never say Snee. And that kind of I mean, it's my fault. Like, why did I spell it like that? But the letters had to be like exact. That's just how I had to do it. And then I just said it was Snee. But it kind of bothered me how people would, pronounce it wrong, which was my own fault. And it just sucked. And then I also didn't like how I had numbers in my name. I'm a big hater with numbers in usernames. Then I decided, wait, why don't I use Polished Grain as my new username? It's, it's very original, and it has no numbers, and I've used it my entire life up to this point for other games. And that is how I have become Polished Grain. And that kind of wraps up my whole origin username video for today. I would like to know if people liked hearing this short story. I have many, 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 many more short stories from living my life. So if anyone does want to hear more things, if you want to learn how I progressed through speedrunning through the years, or just really anything, just be like, I want to know a really funny story, I can do that. Probably. I can probably make something up. Just joking. It's all real. Everything here is 100% real, not fake. I swear. But thank you for watching, everyone, if you made it this far, and have a great day.